Friends, could you all confirm whether you can hear my voice clearly and the screen is visible? Great. I got the confirmation from Aditya, Vinod Bharati. Thank you. That's fine. Yeah. Friends, yesterday I covered very elaborately a couple of things that we understood about different versions and how each version is different than the earlier version and what are the advantage of learning the new version. And yesterday we understood very elaborately uh, the topic of different format extensions, right? And also yesterday we started understanding about different types of values. Okay, I missed only one point. I'll open yesterday's file itself. We'll try to cover there and then. Let me open this file. While I was talking about the values, as we all know that there are only three types of values in Excel. One is numbers, the other one is text, and the third one is Boolean value. Okay, and numbers can be entered directly in the formula. Text you cannot enter directly in the formula. You have to cover with double quotation. Boolean value directly can be entered into the formula. Okay, that is what we learned. So let's say, for example, see, this is what I told you. You can enter Boolean values directly in the formula. Then we started understanding about arithmetic expressions and logical expressions. And here another 5 to 10 minutes topic is there. Then once it is done, then we'll go into the cell references and its types, right? So for example, if I ask you the question equal to, then true plus 10, what is your answer? As I told you earlier, true will become 1, false will become 0 if you are using the Boolean value in the arithmetic expression. I already covered this point if you observe while I was talking about the arithmetic expression. See, this is very important point. If Boolean value is allowed, Excel understands true as 1 and false as 0. That is the reason this is an arithmetic expression. True is 1 and false is 0. So that's the reason my answer is 11. In arithmetic expression, true considers as 1, false considers as. Friends, can you tell me what is the answer in this case? Equal to. Can you please type in the chat box? What is the answer if I enter now? What's the answer? 0. Absolutely. Because something into 0, something into false, false is nothing but a 0. Something into 0, my answer is 0. So in this case, same expression, right? This is what about using the arithmetic operators and the arithmetic expression, how things are changing. Now let us try to look into the logical expressions. For example, equal to a greater than or equal to z. Can you tell me what is the answer? First of all, you cannot use the logical operator, right, for the text. Only two logical operators you can use, that is either equal to or not equal to. We cannot use logical operator for text except equals to or not equals to. But you may ask the question, Sharon, if that is the case, here my answer must be value error, right? Okay, true, but that's Excel is trying to decode this into the binary format and it is cross-checking. So we don't understand that. So that's the reason Excel is always giving you the wrong results in this case. I'll tell you in the later sessions, whenever I talk about car function, code function, how Excel understands the text in the, okay, text in the spreadsheet. So let's, for example, take this. Now there is a name Saran and equal to Saran. Can you tell me what is the answer in this case? In this case, I can use the logical operator equal sign. This is true. Okay. And can you tell me, for example, Saran, cross check whether it is equal to Saran. What is the answer? Can you guess in the chat box whether the answer is true or false? Anyone? In this case, it is no. In this case, it is true. Okay. So, what is the rule here? If we use the logical operator equal sign or not equal to sign, it is not, text is not a case sensitive. Not a case sensitive. Must be very careful. Okay, let's say for example, when Saran is there, Saran in uppercase is there, and I'm trying to cross check whether this is equal to this. My answer is not false, it is the true. Okay, as simple as it. Now let me cover one small function here. The function is, in Excel we have a function names exact. Try to understand. There's a very small function. Exact function is exactly doing the same thing what the above expression is doing, logical expression. It is asking me two text. Sharon, you provide me two text values in my arguments, then I'll tell you whether exactly both are same or not. Now let me select this. Now let me select this. Close bracket. Now can you guess what is my answer? Is it true or false? In this case, it is not true, it is false. Exact function is a case sensitive function. Friends, it is a very simple logic. Because logical operator is not a case sensitive, introduced one more function which is a case sensitive. To learn any function, we need to first understand the objectives. That means why this function came into the picture. Exact function may not be required actually. Okay, but because I am using an equal sign which is not a case sensitive, so they introduced one more function which is a case sensitive. While we are trying to read the functions, always try to compare the function and always try to understand why the function came into the picture, what is an objective of the function and so on. Okay, these all are the simple logical expressions. For example, 10 greater than or equal to 20. Obviously my answer is false. Okay, we can use all the logical expressions for numbers. We can use all the logical expressions for the numbers, right? This is about yesterday's value types. I hope till here I'm clear. Okay, every minute point is important. I request everyone to read these once you go back, once I'm done with my session, and at least have a glance for 15 minutes so that you'll not forget. Okay, now let me save this file. This is yesterday's one. Let me close this. For today's topic, I would like to cover types of the cell references. Okay, and name convention. How different names are there? Okay, first we'll try to complete this. If time permits, we'll try to see a small assignment. Okay, now topics. First of all, what is the cell reference? Cell reference means if you use a cell in the formula, that means we are referring the cell. We are referring the cell. Okay. The other way around, the word of cell reference only comes in case of formula. Normally I have written A1. Is it a cell reference? No. because I'm not referring any cell. This is a pure text. This is not a cell reference. Now if you put equal to A1, A1 is a cell reference. Hence it is part of formula. Okay, A1 is a cell reference. In this case, A1 is not a cell reference. A1 is pure text. I hope you're following me, right? So when you are using in the formula something, okay, that is referring to other cell, that is what a cell reference we call. Now let's try to understand different types of cell references. Types of cell references. Can you tell me anyone how many types of cell references we have? One. Relative cell references. Two. Absolute cell references. There is other name for this, that is fixed cell references. And the third one, hybrid or mixed. Hybrid cell references. For this, one more name is there, mixed cell references. We'll try to understand one after other. Friends, why there is a concept of the cell reference? If there is no concept of the cell reference, for every cell I should write the formula. Okay, let's say there is a situation where I need to write the same formula for 10,000 cells. Okay, if there is no concept of cell reference concept, I should copy paste the formula for all the 10,000 cells. Thanks to cell reference concept, because there is a concept of relative cell reference, absolute, hybrid. Now even for one dimensional data or two dimensional data, for me the job is very simple. I will simply write one formula. If I copy paste towards the horizontal and towards the vertical, I'll get my answer, as simple as it. Then we'll try to, now let's start understanding cell references careful. Friends, you must be very careful. Have a look. I explain this concept with a little different way. So so let me take this, and I'm just keeping this into maybe yellow color, and in between there is a value. That value is, let's say, 150. Okay. Now this is the, let me have the border for this so that we can understand where we are copying and pasting this. Okay. Now can you tell me what is the cell name? The cell name is E13. Try to understand. If I refer to this cell, that means in this formula, I'm referring to this cell. There are a couple of rules here you need to understand. What are the rules? Constants in the formula will never change once you copy paste. Now let me write remarks here. Constants in the formula will not change. Then what will change? Cell references in the formula changes based on the movement. Very important word. How I move, based on that it changes. Now equal to this. Is E13 a constant? No, it is a cell reference. Just now what I told you, I'm sorry, what I'll be doing. Okay, I'll take, or else rather I'll take like this. I'll take 150. I'll take here 150. Okay, I'll give the cell reference to this. Okay, now I got my answer. What I told you, when you copy this and paste here, that means because the formula is having the cell references, based on my movement, it has to change. Now, can you tell me if I copy this and paste here, that means Am I changing my row here? No, I'm not changing my row. If you observe, row is 12. Since I'm copying and pasting in the same row, 12 will not change here. Okay. Then, am I changing my column? Yes. Since I'm moving from E column to F column, B will become C. So once you copy and paste here, this becomes C12. Try to understand. Now what I'll be doing, I'll take 100, 200, 250, 300, 350, 400, 450, 500, 550. Okay. For this data, let me work here. Okay. I hope you're getting the point. Now, can you tell me if I copy this and paste here with logic? Okay. I request everyone to participate because this is one of the very important example. Here, what I have taken, I am trying to refer to B12. How many references are here? 2 references are there. B is a column reference, row is the 12 reference. Instead of answer, can you tell me what reference will come if I copy paste here with logic? Okay, the reference is very simple. I'm copying and pasting from into different column. I was earlier into E column and I'm moving into the D column. So I'm moving one column back. Since I'm moving one column back, B will become A. So equal to A. Now, earlier my reference was 12. I'm copying from 13th row and I'm pasting into 12th row. So am I changing my row? Yes. One row backside. So 12 will become 11. Copy and paste. Even if you copy this and paste here, exactly the same answer. If I copy and paste below, I'm copying and pasting into the same column. So B will not change. I'm sorry. I'm copying from 13th row, pasting into 14th row. So 12 will become 13. So my answer is B13. Okay. And the answer, I request everyone to concentrate the logic here. For example, I'm copying this and I'm pasting here. So let me try to explain you the logic. I'll write a small thing here. Just give me 1 minute. Here, the most important is understanding the logic. For example, friends, if I copy and paste in this cell, now let us try to understand. Let me put one logic here. Okay, moving column from E2 because this is a E column. Okay, and this is a F column. Moving column from E to F. Okay, that means one column positive side. So how the reference will change then? Then column reference B change to C. So here you will get equal to C. That is one thing. Okay. Now, yeah. Now let's look into the row. What I am trying to do earlier, this was into the 14th row. I'm going 1, 2, 2 rows up. So moving row from 14 to, okay, I'm moving from 14th row to which row? E column to F column earlier, 14th row to 12th row. 12. That means 2 rows negative side. That means back side. So then row reference change to row reference. Earlier, what was the row reference? It was 13, right? Row reference 13, change it to 11. As simple as it. So my final answer is C11. You can copy this and paste here exactly same. Okay, friends, try to understand the logic. Okay, so that is a way the relative references changes. Once you change your column, even the column reference will change. Once you change the row, even the row references are changing. Okay, now we'll try to go into the other concept. What is the meaning of absolute references? I'm exactly taking the same concept here. Now this time here, let me take the reference of this, and this time, because if I copy and paste here, it is changing, right? I don't want it as to change. So I'll keep a dollar symbol before B and before 12. Meaning is keeping dollar before column reference means column is constant irrespective of movement. Keeping same thing, dollar before row reference means row is constant irrespective of movement. Now both are constant. If I copy and paste here, it will not change. Wherever you copy paste, the same thing is there. Check it out. Dollar B dollar 12, dollar B dollar 12, dollar B dollar 12, dollar B dollar 12. If both row and column are constant, that is called as absolute reference, right? In this case, if both row and column are relative, that is called as relative references. Okay. Now the final example let us take. For example, I'm just trying to take the same, okay, 3 cells here. This is more interesting. Now, let's say, for example, equal to, let me have a reference, this. Leave about the answer, whatever the answer it is. In fact, I'm not interested in getting the answer, but I want to know how this is changing. And after that, we'll take a small example, then we'll try to solve. Friends, this is B12. Now, what I'm trying to do, let me give the dollar symbol only for B. Okay, dollar B12 means column is constant, but not the row. Yes or no? Now, can you tell me if I copy this and paste here, what will happen? Okay, in this dollar B dollar 12 is there. Now, if I paste here, though I am moving my column from E column to B column, because I said column dollar symbol, that means equal to dollar B, it will not change. Now, 12 is here, and if I copy and paste towards upper side, 12 will become 11. My answer is 11, right? Try to understand. Exactly copy and paste here, it is B11. Now, if I copy this and paste here, can you tell me what will happen? Can you give me the cell reference? Can you give me the cell reference in the chat box? If I copy this and if I paste here, what is the cell reference it's going to become? Same thing, dollar $B, that means irrespective of my column movement, please do not change the column. Though I'm moving to F column, okay, dollar $B will not change, equal to dollar $B, and earlier it was 12, it was into 24th row, and I'm moving to 25th row, so that means one row I'm going ahead, dollar $B13. You must be very careful. Though the result is same, B13 and dollar $B13, my answer is dollar $B13. Okay, because dollar will come along with that. Okay, this is what we call it as. This is called as hybrid reference. Either the row is constant or the column is constant. Now, this case is basically when the column is constant. Let us take an example. final example, if the row is constant, what will happen? Now I'll try to take this. Okay. Now I'll try to put this. Now, irrespective of my movement of row, please do not change the row. But if I change the column, please do change the column. Now, $12 means row is constant, but not the column. Now, can you guys tell me if I copy this and paste here, exactly same like earlier. If I paste here, what cell reference it's going to give? Can anyone tell me what cell reference it is going to give? If I copy here and paste here, absolutely. Why? Because Vamshi, you are correct. Because my column is relative, that means B here without having dollar symbol. I was into E column and I'm trying to paste into D column, one column going back side. So equal to, okay, D will become A. Now, though I am changing from 29th row to 28th row, I said, please do not change the row. So $12, exactly copy and paste here, the same answer, $12. Now if I copy and paste here, do you think my answer will change? Do you think my answer will change? My reference will change? No. Why? Because I'm going one column backside, even here also same, equal to A. Why I'm moving one row towards positive side, I said row is constant. Exactly same. Right now. Copy and paste here. Now if I copy this and paste here, can you tell me what is how it is happening? Because column I'm changing towards right side, one column excess. If I copy and paste here, it will not change again. So this is called as hybrid reference. I hope you got some clarity about working with the references. Very important. This is the example of the relative reference. This is the example of absolute reference. And this is the example of hybrid reference where column is constant. And this is the example of relative reference. Okay, sorry, hybrid reference where the row is constant. Now, cell ref types. Now we'll take a small assignment. Okay, this is remarks for today's session. And this is, and without going into Excel, I request everyone to give me the answer. You must understand in Excel couple of things. Okay, don't be fast. That is one thing. Second thing is try to understand the logic inside of that. For example, price is there 5%, 10%, 15%, 20%, 25%. 100 is there, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600. Friends, what I want in this area discount value. Let's say this is a discount rate and this is the price. Mathematical equation we all know it is nothing but price into the discount rate is the discount value, we all know. I want you should write single formula in B2 cell so that if I copy and paste this entire yellow colored area, I should get my answer. Okay. So what is the formula I should write in B2 cell? Everyone please start keeping into the chat box. What is the formula you are guessing to write here? So that if I copy this formula in B2 cell and paste later horizontally and vertically, then I should get my correct answers automatically. My question is, what formula must be in B2 cell? I got a couple of answers, but unfortunately those are wrong. Yeah, no, Bhagya Reddy, I don't know. Okay, I think new joinee, I don't know. So Sairam, I think the formula is not correct. Check it out. Yeah, Aditya, just check it out again. Bhagya Teja Reddy, I'm sorry. Okay. So Teja, right? Okay. So check it out, Aditya. Again, there is small mistake in your formula. Yeah. Vamsi, again, there is a small mistake in your formula. Could you please keep the formula? What formula you will be keeping so that if I copy and paste the data entirely, I should get my result automatically. Vamshi, there is a small mistake in your formula. Cross check. If you have pen and paper, start putting on your paper so that you can understand the logic. That's the reason basics are very important. That's the reason I'm going very in depth. Anyone can guess the answer? Yeah, I think Aditya, you are correct now. Yeah. Okay. So I think Aditya has given me the correct answer, but no problem for remaining members. Okay, just concentrate. Just concentrate. Uh, yes, Vinat, you are also correct. Now, let me go and keep the cursor here. Okay. Friends, there is a new shortcut, let me tell you. Control Enter. You know what is Control plus Enter? Let it open. Okay, sorry. Let me tell you one shortcut. CTRL plus Enter. You know what is this shortcut? Paste the values, the selected area. Means, let me go back. For example, I'm having 100 here. I want to copy this and paste in this area. Then what we do, Control C, select this area, Control V. Instead, what I can do, this is what the area I want to get 100, right? 100. Don't just enter. Normally we enter, right? Now Control Enter. Okay. Then the same data will be pasted into the selected area. That is the meaning of the Control Enter. I hope everyone got the point. Now, same thing which I would like to do here. Okay. Now, I'll put the formula text here so that you can compare the formula. Okay. So, I'll just go here. I'll take this. Let me put this into this so that you can understand what the formula is. Since there is no formula, you will get a value error. Okay. Once there is a formula, you will get the result. Okay. Okay. I got the point equal to this. Don't worry. Okay. Just give me one second. Okay. So as of now, not available error because formula is not there. Don't worry. Once I write the formula, you will get it. This is just to understand how the formula is moving. Okay. Now, friends, let me select this area. Equal to. Okay. Mathematical expression, I'm sure everyone are correct. We need to multiply price with the discount rate so that we'll get a discount value. If I copy and paste the same thing everywhere, what will happen? Just let's say this formula, once I copy and paste below, if it comes here, can you tell me how it will change? A2 will become A3 because in the same column, A will not change irrespective of my copy paste into different row, and B also will not change. 2 will become 3 here, 1 will become 2. So if I copy this off just into this, it may be correct answer. But if I copy and paste here, which is wrong, take it out. A2 into B1 became A3 into B2, correct, because in the same column A is not changing, in the same column B is not changing, because I'm copying and pasting into a different row. 2 is becoming 3, 1 is becoming 2. So, yeah, but this is wrong. Why, It is multiplying A3, which is correct actually, with B2, which is wrong. Even if I copy paste below, it has to always multiply with B1. So what I need to do, I should instruct Excel in such a way so that Excel, please do not change the first row. So if I copy this and paste exactly, I got my answer. Now check it out. Even if I'm copying and pasting below, $1 is not changing. But there is a problem if I only keep this and paste this side. Again, there is a problem. You know why? Because this one I'm copying and pasting here, that means I'm copying and pasting into the next column. That means A is becoming, if you observe here, you can understand. A is becoming B, B is becoming C. Because I'm pasting into the same row, 2 and $1 is not changing in this row, right? So what I need to do, even if I copy and paste into the next column, I don't want it should change, okay, A2. So what I need to do, I should give the dollar symbol for before A. Now what will happen? Even if I copy and paste towards right side, since A is having a dollar symbol, it will not change. Now let me copy this and paste right side. Absolutely correct answer. Check it out. It is taking the A column. Even if I copy paste, it's taking A column because A is having a dollar symbol. Even I'm moving towards right side and so on. Once you press check right side and below, and automatically you will get your correct answers. Now let me write the formula again. Equal to this multiply with this. Friends, F4 is the shortcut to change the references. Okay. Now let me put F4. Is it correct? No. Is it correct? No. Again F4. Yes, this is correct. Now let me keep my cursor here. F4. Is it correct? No. Is this correct? Yes. Because even if I copy paste below, it should not change. Now what is the shortcut I should use to paste the same thing everywhere? Ctrl N. Exactly. Take out everyone. Absolutely. I got my correct answers. So you must be very careful. In the case of two-dimensional data, hybrid references are very important. Okay. If anyone having any question, please let me know. Just now I told you one shortcut. F4. F4 is for what? To change the references. The formula. Here, if anyone having any question, please let me know. The very important concept we are covering is nothing but cell references. Okay. Am I fast? If anyone having any question, please let me know. If anyone having any question, please let me know. Am I okay? Can you please confirm? Is the speed okay? Hello. I request the participants to confirm if everything is fine. Great. Thank you. Thanks for the confirmation. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you all for the confirmation. Mm, yeah. Now, friends, this is about different types of cell references. Now we'll try to go into a small thing, that is how the name convention of any cell reference. That means I can refer cell to, we can refer a cell to so many places. Okay. One, into the same Excel, same workbook, same worksheet. So in this Excel workbook, In sheet 4, I can refer a cell. Now, into refer to the different okay, same workbook and different worksheet. Different worksheet. I can refer a cell which is there in the other sheet in the same Excel, or else I can refer the cell to other. There is nothing external workbook which is open. There is a lot of difference between referring the cell to the open Excel and closed Excel. And one more last one to the external workbook which is closed. These are the 4 references. Refer the cell to just give me one. You can refer the cell into the same Excel, same worksheet, same workbook and different worksheet, different workbook which is opened, different workbook which is closed. We'll take one after other. Now friends, let's say A7 cell is having in this Excel sheet, in this sheet 1000. Okay. Now let me open one more Excel workbook. This is refer cell to. Yeah. Let's say sheet 5, same A7. Where the reference is your A7, right? A7 is having 10,000, right? Don't confuse. In this sheet, A7 is having 1000. In this sheet, A7 is having 10,000. I'm opening one more Excel workbook. Okay, directly. Ctrl N. Let me save this file. What is this Excel workbook name? It is book 2. Now, book 2 A1 cell is having 1 lakh. Don't confuse. Okay. Now, all the 3 places A1 cell is having. Now, let me give the text here. A1 cell of A7, right? A7 cell of active worksheet. That means because I'm writing in this worksheet, I'm calling it as an active worksheet. Is having 1000. A7 cell of sheet 5 work is having 10,000. A7 cell of book 2 sheet 1 is having 1 lakh. Now, what is my answer if I put equal to A7? Here my question is, everywhere the data is there in A7 cell only. Okay, be it maybe in the same sheet or different Excel. But if I ask a basic question, my data is there everywhere in A7 cell only. Now, if that is the case, what is my answer? Is it 1000 or 10,000 or 1 lakh? Can you please put me in the chat box? What is the answer in this case? My answer is 1000. Why? Because I am referring into the let me take the format. Because we are referring into same Excel workbook, same sheet. Okay. Now, if I want to get this 10,000 here, what I need to write? Generally, we put equal sign, we go here and we'll put a cursor, right? But we don't look into the name convention, how it is writing the name. You may be asking the question, Sharon, why should I remember the name? I can simply put equal sign and I can go and keep the cursor. But there are situations where you may need to build your own reference. If that is the case, you must first understand how the default reference is. Okay. Now, if I want to refer sheet 5, so sheet 5 exclamation mark A7. This is absolutely giving you the same answer. Don't confuse. This is in case of referring to other sheet in the same Excel. Okay. Now, friends, these all descriptions will write it later. Now, let's, for example, if I want to get, now let's try to understand the sheet related. Okay. Cell related, there is no question. Sheet related, let's try to understand. I'm renaming this sheet instead of sheet 5 to sheet space 5. Can I enter? Yes. If I go here, do you think my answer will change automatically? No, because you have changed your sheet space 5, this will be wherever sheet 5 reference is there, everywhere Excel will automatically change it to sheet space 5. But one observation is required. When we are referring to sheet 5, I have not given a single code, but when I have given to sheet space 5, then it is automatically giving a single code. That means, okay, in case the sheet name is having more than one or else is having space or any special characters, the sheet name must be covered in single quotes. Okay, like this. I hope you all got the point here. Okay, very important. Generally, we confuse when to use single quote, when we should not use single quote. Okay, because in this case, I'm using even logically that is correct. Why? Because if I don't use the single quote, for example, if I don't use the single quote, if I remove the single quote, Excel will confuse because before the exclamation mark, the sheet names, okay, ends, and from where till here it may consider the sheet name. Because there is a disconnection, Excel consider in the fifth sheet, wherever the sheet name 5 in that A1, and this may be something else. So if that is the case, Excel will confuse. So whenever there is a space, that means more than one word is there, or there is a special character, always try to cover with single quote. That's the meaning of it. Now, if I want to get 1 lakh, can anyone tell me what is the reference I should type here? Anyone? I don't want to go over there. I want to type the reference here to understand. Can anyone tell me, okay, what reference I should write here so that I should get 1000? You can directly see here, A7 cell of B2, sheet 1 is having 1 lakh, right? If I want to get 1 lakh, what I should write? Can someone put in the, okay, chat box? Book 1, single quote, sheet 1, A7. Okay, okay. No. Okay. Brackets book 1, then sheet 1, exclamation mark, A7. Try to understand. This is anyway common. If you are referring into the same sheet, sheet 1, same workbook, sheet 1, exclamation mark A1, A7. Now, how do Excel know that you are trying to refer to the external Excel workbook which is opened? That's the reason you need to give a square bracket, right? Enter. And, oh sorry, I've taken A7, is it correct? Book 1, sheet 1, oh sorry, book 2. Yeah, correct, thank you. It is book 2. Okay, this is what my reference is. Try to understand. Now, this is very important point. Referring into the same Excel, same sheet, directly give a cell reference. Different sheet in the same Excel workbook, then give a sheet name, exclamation mark A7. Refer to the open Excel workbook, give the workbook name. Now I'm just changing this name, saving, okay, in my Excel, in our batch 9. Let me save this file. The file name is cell ref, just as an example, okay, just to understand. Now since it got changed, now go and check it out here. It has changed automatically if you observe. See, okay, if you observe here, now because this entirely is having okay spaces, special characters, that's the reason now this entirely covered with a single quote. You must be very careful. If only one sheet is there, that sheet has to be covered in a single quote. Along with the workbook is there, this entirely covered with a single quote. Along with the entire path is there, entirely covered, must be covered with a single quote. Now this has automatically changed. Now friends, by default it has taken .xlsx. Okay, but do you think there is a meaning for this? Yes, you need to. In this case, even you remove Excel can understand, but not every time, because .xlsm, can I open one more Excel file? Possible. If that is the case, Excel will confuse if you don't give this. Now let's start looking into the logics. Okay. Now what is the logic? Now before going into that, let me close this cell reference to. If I close this, what will happen? Do you think the reference will be same? No. The entire reference got changed to, okay, the entire path if you observe. Did I give an Excel to the entire path? C drive, users, Saran folder, Dropbox, classes, training, seminars, Excel online live, batch 9, cell references, cell reference to Excel, sheet 1, A7. As I told you, now this entirely belongs to the reference, including the path. So it started with a single quote, ended with a single quote, because so many special characters are there, so many spaces are there, and so on. Now friends, let me open the same file. Now do you think still your path will remain? Now do you think still your path will remain? No, my path is not remaining, because I am referring to the opening Excel, open Excel. Now let's try to understand. Now let me ask you a couple of questions. Can I have two A1 cells in one sheet? Not possible. We cannot find duplicate cells, duplicate cell names in single sheet. That means I cannot have A1 cell two times in one sheet. We cannot have duplicate sheet names in workbook. Or else we can write in this way, just to make it simple. Cell names, cell name in a sheet is unique all the time. Okay. Sheet name in the workbook is unique. That means you cannot have one more sheet name with the same name. You cannot have one more sheet with the same name. Third one, we cannot open two Excel files with the same name at the same time. Is it correct? I hope everyone understood the third statement. We cannot open two Excel files with the same name at the same time, right? Now, we cannot save two Excel files with the same name in one folder, in single folder. Yes or no? That is also correct. We cannot save, we cannot have two folders with the same name in one folder. This is the logical point of view. Why I'm covering this? Based on this, this entirely is changing the above items. Cell name is a unique. Sheet name is also unique. you cannot open two Excel files with the same name at the same time. We cannot save two Excel files with the same name in single folder. We cannot have two folders with the same name in one folder. Could you please confirm whether you understood all these 5 statements? If any question is there in any of the statement, please let me know. Because these all are the rules. Great. Can I have the confirmation from other members also, if possible? Because based on this, we'll try to connect this. Yeah, great. Now friends, because I am referring into the same cell, okay, same sheet into the same Excel workbook, now Excel understands that, okay, when I put equal to A7, directly from the same sheet, same workbook. When I am trying to refer to other sheet, then Excel is saying, Sharon, if you don't give the sheet name, I'll confuse. Because if you don't give the sheet name, I think that A7 is there, I'm trying to take from the same sheet, right? So if you're trying to refer to the other sheet, make sure that you give a sheet name. Yet I'll not confuse. That's what Excel is saying. Why? Because this is the unique path in your entire Excel. Because sheet 5, you cannot have one more sheet. In the sheet 5, A7, you cannot have one more A7. So this is the unique path, right? Now, when you are trying to refer to other opened Excel workbook, now workbook name, in that sheet name, in that cell name, this is the unique path. Why? Because you cannot open one more Excel workbook with the same name. So Excel understand that when workbook name is there, it is always try to look for a open Excel workbook. In this workbook, you cannot have one more sheet with the same name. In this sheet, you cannot have one more cell with the same name. So if you observe, all these, this entire sequence is a unique sequence. You cannot have this sequence for another Excel which is open. There's no possibility. But once I close this file, now Excel is trying to give me the entire path. Why? The problem if Excel don't remember the entire path. Let me tell you that problem. Let's say if Excel is not taking till here, that means Excel is directly taking cell ref 2 Excel sheet 1 A1. Then there is a problem for Excel because there may be a chance cell ref 2 name of Excel can be in the C drive. There may be even a chance the same Excel file with the same name can be into D drive, can be into X folder, can be into Y folder, can be into different folders. If that is the case, Excel will confuse. So whenever you close the Excel, Excel must remember from which file it has to take A1 cell. So that is the reason it is giving the entire path. If you look into this entire path is unique. C drive, can I have two C drives in my computer? Not possible. In the C drive, can I have two user folder? Not possible. In the users folder, can I have two Saran files? Not possible. Saran folders? Not possible. In the Saran folders, can I have two Dropbox? Not possible. In the Dropbox, can I have two folder names, classes, trainings, and seminars? Not possible. In this folder, I cannot have two folders with this name. In this folder, I cannot have two with this name. This entirely is unique. Okay, that's the reason understanding the name convention is very important. When to use square bracket, when to use single quote, when to use exclamation mark, everything is important. Now let's try to put everything one after other. So this is what the reference to, okay, and this is what name convention. And I'm going to cover about advanced functions, names, indirect function, offset function. That time you will get to know the power of understanding the references. Anyway, tomorrow I'll be giving you one assignment where huge number of Excel files are there, how to consolidate, then we'll see how to complete that assignment. To do that assignment, you should understand the basic architecture. Now you tell me how the name convention is. Test cell name. If I want to refer into the same Excel workbook, same sheet, just give the cell name, that's all. But when I'm trying to refer to the other worksheet in the same Excel, sheet name, then exclamation mark, then cell name combination. Okay, yes or no? Sheet name, then exclamation mark, then cell name. Now, friends, in this, key cover sheet name with single quote in case sheet name is having any spaces or special characters. External workbook which is open, workbook name in square brackets, sorry, then sheet name, then exclamation mark, then cell name. Okay. When I want to refer to the external Excel which is closed, entire part of the folder, and in that folder, workbook name in square bracket, then sheet name, then exclamation mark, then cell name. Very important. Okay. I hope everyone understood. Now you know the meaning of cell. See, if you observe out of all these references, if you observe out of all these references, okay, only A7 is a cell name. Okay. In this case, only A7 is a cell name. That means what is this entirely? This entirely is the path. Okay. Even here, only A7 is a cell name. Exclamation mark sheet. Okay. This is entirely workbook. Here, this entirely, okay, a path. You must be very careful. Okay. Now here we have used these special things, exclamation mark and single quote, not double quote. There's a difference between single quote and double quote. And okay, so single quote. Okay, then square brackets. And to use exclamation mark before cell name, after sheet name. Both are same in fact. Before the cell name, after the sheet name, or else between sheet name and cell name. When to use the single quote? In case sheet is having more than, okay, sheet name is having spaces or special character. Not only sheet name, in case the sheet name are path. Okay. Then when to use the square bracket? Workbook name must be covered in the square brackets. Okay. So this is what the important part of refer the cells to. Okay, we can refer to 4 places. Now here the very important thing you need to understand. When you refer to these two, those we call it as a cell references. This is also we call it as a cell reference. But when you once you are trying to refer to the external Excel workbook, these we call it as a links. Very important. Okay, cell reference performs fast, obviously. Why? Because it is into the same Excel. This performs slow. In case if you have so many cell reference, so many links, okay, the file size will simply go up. So more links, file size will increase. Okay, now very important to understand. What I'm trying to do, let me close this file. Let me close this file. Let me close even this file. Now let me open the today's one. Now you will get a pop-up if I'm not wrong. Yes, now check it out. Automatic update links has been disabled. enable the content. Once I click enable the content, okay, that means it is trying to take from the same thing. That pop-up will appear stating that now normally, okay, now let me close this. Now there is no change in this because it is still in the same folder. So my answer is 1 lakh it is coming. Now let me save and close. Now what I'm trying to do, I move this file, Ctrl X to the desktop, Ctrl V. Okay. Now friends, what happened? Earlier the reference, it is referring from the Dropbox, classes, training, seminars, Excel, online live, batch 9 in that, right? Now let me open this file. I hope you're following me. Okay. Okay, you are getting the pop-up again. This is the pop-up I'm referring. Now what Excel is trying to tell, let me capture this pop-up. Very important. What Excel is trying to tell, this workbook contain links to other external Excel sources that could be unsafe. If you trust the links, update them to get the latest data. Otherwise, you can keep working with the data you have. The advantage of this is advantage, disadvantage. This is a warning, obviously, an alert. Okay. So once you click don't update, nothing will happen to your existing data. Let me click. Is there any change here? But if you really look into this folder, okay, this Excel file is not there, cell ref 2. But because I said don't update, this will not change automatically. Okay, you must be very careful. Okay, again, I'm trying to explain you. Though this Excel file is not there in this part, but I said Excel don't update. Once you click don't update, it will not change the existing values. But if I put F2 and if I put enter, what will happen? Now it will change it. Sir, please let me know how to copy the screen. If you are using 2000, Office Windows XP, then you are having a snipping tool. Okay, this is what a snipping tool we call. We'll take new and you can search in your computer. There is a snipping tool which can extract the screen, and you just click new and you can just extract it and you can paste this wherever you want. The tool name is snipping tool. Vinith, I think I'm clear. Yeah. Okay. Now you should understand. Now because I am into F2, if I enter, that means now I'm trying to activate this link. Once I click, Excel is trying to search and asking me, Saran, I could not find from this folder. Now select which file it is. Okay. So you must be very careful. But in these cases, there's a problem all the time, right? Now let me write a note here. In case of links, this is what the screenshot we get. If we open a file having links to the external sources, Excel displays the following pop-up. If we click update, what will happen? If we don't click update, what will happen? If we click update, Excel takes from the same file and updates existing data. Excel looks into the referred workbook and updates the data. If we click don't update, Excel do nothing, but just keeping the data as it is. It will not do anything. But in the first case, we have a problem. In case user clicks update, but the original file got moved to other folder, then Excel displays browse to select the correct file. So that's what is happening. Now let me save it, close it. For all you understanding, again I'm explaining. Please have a look. Once I'm trying to open this file, now what I'm talking about. Once you click don't update, nothing will happen. If you click update, it will take. Now what it is saying, we cannot update some links. Okay, if you are using 2007 or earlier version, I doubt whether this pop-up is coming. This one more pop-up. Okay, so we cannot update some of the links in your workbook right now. We can continue without updating their links. Okay, or edit the links. What do you think? Once you click continue, that means it is not updating, right? Now, friends, it's the pop-up. In case if it is not available, this is the pop-up. Now, wait. Now, what it is saying? Let's say every time this pop-up will come, irritates, right? I can go to the data tab. I can go. Are you finding here edit links? Once you click here, it is showing me there is a reference to this. Once you click break link, okay, you must be very careful so that the references will disappear and only values will be there. Control C. Now, break links. What is that navigation? Ribbon menu. In the data tab. This is what we call it as a queries and connections group. And editings. Once you click it, you will get this pop-up. Then once you click break link, everything will be visible. Okay. Once clicks break link, then links will disappear and value will remain. Value remains. Break link is equal to our paste special value. Break link is equal to paste special value feature. I'll cover this later. A special value feature. Okay, once you click break links, everything gone. Now what I'll be doing, I'll just save this. Okay, now I'll go to edit link. Now I've selected this. Now break link. Now breaking links permanently converts formulas and external, okay, references to their existing values. As I told you, break link is exactly like our paste special values. So because this cannot be undone, you may want to save version of this file with a new name. You can do that. That's what Excel is saying. Once you use this feature, you cannot say undo. Okay, close. Now this is what it is displaying. Okay, once you click break link, this is what the pop-up it will display. Wonderful. Now what happened? No more links. Everything converted into existing values. Now let me save. Now let me close. Now let me open the same file. Do you think you'll get a pop-up now? No, not at all, because it's not required. Because no links are there. Excel will automatically open. It's taking time to open. Just give me 1 sec. Yeah, see, because no links are there. Now you go to data and edit the link, nothing is there. Because since no links are there, you cannot find this. This is what about the links and understanding more into the performance. If anyone having any question, please let me know. We are slowly going into cell references. Now okay, formula side. If anyone having any question, please let me know. Remarks. Sorry, I think this is the remarks. Done? Great. Now, friends, I'll give you a small assignment for 10 minutes, okay, through which I would like to cover a small concept. Please try to understand what I'm trying to do. Okay, if you have Excel, I'm sure many people are maybe having Excel, or else at least understand the procedure how to complete this. There may be situations when we are trying to copy paste our PDF data into our Excel. Okay, it is a tedious job. In the PDF, it may be looking like entirely into one tabular format. Or else, let me do one thing quickly. Then I'll A 1 2 3 now B C D E F H. Don't confuse name. This is amount 1, then amount 2, then amount 3. Just give me one sec. I'll explain you all these formulas that I'm writing now later. This is just for the examples. Now let me convert this into PDF. How to convert this into PDF? Let me select the area and go to PDF and sample for practice. What happened? One PDF file is generating. Let me open the PDF file. Yeah, I think it's working. Yeah, but open. Now this is what the PDF file is, where it is. Yeah, this is what the PDF file is. Now if I copy this file, okay, later. If I copy this data, Ctrl C. If I paste into my Excel, Ctrl V, see how it is happening? Everything is coming one below other. Very quickly give me, I'm just sending this PDF to all of you. I want everyone to do this assignment, please. Or else at least tell me a procedure that what method I should follow so that I can resolve. Now let me quickly go into this. So that instead of you are trying again, I'm trying to give you the PDF. Everyone please download the PDF file, okay, which I'm attaching now. Yeah, that's available. Everyone please download the PDF file sample for practice. Don't use any online softwares or anything to convert this data into Excel. Now my question is very simple. If the PDF data you copy and paste, it is coming like this. I think there's a small message. Sir, you have updated something in previous days file, especially shortcuts. Will it be available to us? Yes, sir. Today I'll send you both yesterday's file as well as today's file because I've added a couple of things in the yesterday's file about logical references and so on. Okay. Now everyone please open the PDF file, Control C and Control V. I'm sure everyone got in the same way. Now I'm asking you the method how to convert this data into my tabular form data, which is there like PDF. How we are going to convert this data into the tabular form data. Is the assignment clear for everyone? First, everyone, please download the material, sample for practice. Then try to Control C and Control V in your Excel. If I copy paste, I'm getting like this. Venkatesh, how you have done by using which feature? Just tell me the feature that's sufficient. It is just opens, not downloadable. You can download it actually. Like yesterday, how you downloaded Excel. Friends, once you copy it, that comes like this or in the tabular format. My question is, once you open the PDF and Control C and putting Control V, is it coming in the tabular format or is it coming into the format which I am having? 90% of the cases when you're trying to copy and paste the tables, it will come like this. Now my question is, what is the method you follow to convert this data into this format? Because I want at the end of the day in the tabular format, right? I'm asking you what method you follow. I hope everyone understood my question clearly. I want, this data to be converted like this. Control C. Okay, I think in Excel we have transpose, paste special transpose, and let's go here, Control C and paste special transpose. But I cannot do this for every item. Now, as of now, it may be only 7 data sets. There may be a situation later I may have thousands of data sets. If that is the case, I cannot follow this. So what is the method you follow instead of manually copying, pasting, and transposing? Dhananjay, is my voice audible? Because I cannot find any mic symbol with your name. I doubt whether to follow or not. Okay. Yeah, quickly, I'll give you 3 to 5 minutes time. Try to solve this. If not, I'll give the answer. Sir, paste is special. Is it working? Let's say Control C, paste special, and put text. It's not still working. It is the same. Control C, paste special, Unicode text. Same thing. My question is, majority of the cases it comes like this. If that is the case, how to solve? Quickly, I'll just give you 5 minutes time. Then I'll give the answer. Then we'll close the session. Oh, Sairam, in your case, space special is working. That's great. As if it's not working. Okay, because every time it will not work. So I'm just asking you, consider as if it's not working. Then convert text to column. No, because you cannot do text to column because the problem is these all are numbers, that is fine. If I have something with a okay, one method is text to column. We'll see the feasibility. We will see the feasibility. Any other? Just try it. Just try it. Okay. Instead of text to column, is there any possibility? Always try to look whenever I give an assignment. If the same thing is like thousands of data sets, how can we do? Now, as of now, it is numbers. Instead of numbers, if it is name, how it happens? always trying to different situations. That is the reason again basics are very important. If you observe, this entire assignment can be done if you have a little understanding about the basics. Sir, you had increased the width of column earlier to a, I'm sorry, I think there is a question. Earlier to a fixed level irrespective of large size text. How can we do that? That we call it as a auto fit column width. It's called as auto fit column width. Vinod sir, I did like this. Have a look. Okay, there is a, your name is there, Vinod Bharati. Let's say my name is there, Sharan Kumar. And let's say another name is there, Aditya. I selected the entire column. Shortcut I'm using Alt O C A. Okay, let me update this in the shortcuts. Only autofit with smallest name, that's fine. Instead of selecting the entire column, you can simply select only this and do autofit column with Alt CA. I hope you got my point, Vinay. If you want this size, then go to that cell. If you want this size, go to this cell. If you want for the entire column, select the entire column and do this. I've used two more shortcuts just now. Controls plus space is to select the entire column. CTRL, sorry, Shift plus space. Select the entire row. Okay, friends, let me give you the answer in this case. I'm sure everyone tried, and some people tried with text to column, some people tried with paste special and different combination. Please have a look. Okay, why I've given this assignment? Because I just want to tell you. Okay, there's a question. It's possible with shortcut only. It's not only shortcut. You can even go here. Okay, let me quickly go here. Okay, for example, go here, Home tab, Format, Auto fit row height, auto fit column width. This is the one. Got it, Vinay? Vinay? Oh, great. Okay. So let me give you the answer for this assignment. In this cases, we can simply do this. Everyone just follow me for 2 minutes. Okay. Then you can solve. What I'm trying to do, just for two references, I am trying to do manually the reference. For the first one, I got in this way. For the second one, Also, I got, sorry, and this one. That's all. I'll not do more things. Now, you know what I'm going to do? I'll select this entire area. I'll autofill. Is it correct? If I autofill, do you think I'll get correct answers? Can anyone please confirm? What I have done, I have just taken the reference here, and second one also. That's all. And after this, I am trying to do autofill. Do you think I'll get correct answer? But I am saying I'll get not correct answer, wrong answers. That means, okay, we should understand the concept of the autofill correctly. Okay. In case of autofill, try to understand this autofill. Autofill works with only constants, but not for formulas. What is the meaning of it? When you select this and paste below, that is going as if you are copying and pasting. If we autofill formulas, that is equals to, we are copying and pasting the formula. In this case, if I copy and paste the formula, obviously I get wrong results. Now let us try to understand the situations where we can use autofill. Let's say 100 is there, 200 is there. If I select this and drag this, do you think 300, 400 will come? Yes. Autofill can work for the linear equations. Or else even other way around. I have selected 900 and I have given 800. 900, 800, there is a difference of 100 and it's a number ordinary in the nature. Once I drag it, it is automatically giving you the sequence. Or else, for example, first year, second year. Friends, if I drag it, do you think I'll get third year, fourth year, and so on automatically? Anyone please confirm? If I drag this, do you think I'll get automatically 3 R&D and so on? Absolutely yes. Now, for example, A10, A20, do you think if I drag it, I'll get automatically A30, A40 and so on? Yes. Okay. For example, 10A, now 20A. Friends, do you think if I drag it, I'll get 30 and 40 automatically? This time, no. Okay. Excel doesn't understand this. You must be very careful. There is a difference between this and there is a difference between this. In this case, autofill will not work. You must be very careful. Try to understand. Sorry. Works. I call this as the AF. AF works. This is also AF works. AF works. AF works. AF not works. Autofill will not work in this case. Now, for example, can I have Jan, Fab, and if I drag it, do you think I'll get the names automatically? Yes. Okay, autofill works in this case. And for example, MON, if I drag it, do you think I'll get other items automatically? Yes, because my autofill even works here. Now, for example, full form January and so on, even my autofill works. Full form of Monday, if I drag it, even my autofill works. Now, for example, try to understand, very important. Now, for example, if I write Anushka Sharma, do you think I'll get Kohli? No. Okay, so this is as if I'm copying and pasting, so automatically this will not work. So we must understand autofill is only working for the numbers having linear in the equation, or else logical cases like this, or else text and number combination where the text is same, and number and text combination it will not work, and even it will not work in this case. And as I told you, autofill will not work for the formula because if you apply the autofill as if it is copying and pasting it in the same column, right? Copying and pasting as a formula. Friends, when you select this, can you keep the cursor here? Yes. Are you getting the plus symbol? Yes. Many cases you don't get the plus symbol. In those cases, what we do, I go to the file tab, I go to options, I'll go to advanced and I'll check this box. If I uncheck this, even I'm not getting a plus symbol. Check it out. I'm not getting plus symbol. If I want to get the plus symbol, go to the file tab, options, go to advanced, enable this. Okay, this is to, let me just select this. This is the one which I'm talking about. Okay, this checkbox you should check for autofill. Okay, so now let's start solving this assignment. Now let's go here, select this, and I'm not getting the plus symbol. So let's go to the file tab, options, go to advanced. Now go to enable fill handle cell drag and drop. Let me click OK. Now friends, now how to solve this? Very good. Just now what I told you, this will not work for the formulas. That means even you are trying to drag the formulas, it is as if you are copying and pasting the formula. Autofill only works for the constant. But how to convert this formula into constant? I can replace. Why this became a formula? Because there is an equal sign. If I can replace equal sign with nothing, that means what will happen in this area? I've selected this area. I've used the shortcut Ctrl plus H. Ctrl plus H is to replace. Now if I replace equal sign with what? Nothing. Then that means what will happen in this entire area? If I remove the equal sign in this, what will happen? Only A1 will remain. And in every case, if I replace with equal to with nothing, references. I've used one shortcut here. Control plus H is to replace. Okay. Control plus F is to find. Either you can go here, home tab, find and replace, you can click here. Okay, now because I have removed the equal sign, I just got the constant. But can I drag this down so that I'll get my references, I'll get my sequence? Yes, let me drag this down. Okay, probably I'm just dragging it to here. Okay, now, but is it my answer? No, because it's a constant. How to make this as a formula? Replace back wherever there is a. Now let me remove instead of a and replace with equal to a. Now can you tell me what will happen if I remove a here and put equal to a? That becomes equal to a1, equal to a2, equal to a3, equal to a4, a5, equal to a6 and so on. Now if I replace, I'll get as simple as it. This is a small method which I can follow to convert this into this. I think many people tried with text to column. Maybe in this case, text to column succeeded, but not in every case. Where it will not work, If this is also, for example, a text instead of a number, maybe this is sales representative, his boss, and his manager, his general manager. These all are the names. If you do the text to column is only having an option delimited to have either comma or space or something. But if you put a space, then it will not work, because let's say one name can have 4 spaces, 5 spaces also. Okay, let me explain you this entire assignment again. Please concentrate. For 2 cases I'm referring this. Now this one also. Now what I'm trying to do, I have selected this. If I drag it, I may fail, I know that. So that's the reason. First what I do, I'll replace equal sign with nothing, so that I'll convert this into the reference text. Once I drag it, I'll get to know, okay, this will move. If I use a autofill, automatically the sequence number. Now once I replace a with equal to a, I'll get my answer. If anyone having any question, please let me know. I hope you got how I have done. Sir, if you use the larger range, which varies from one side. Let me read the question. Which varies from column A to AZ, we have to replace for each column? Not required. If that is the case, we have to see the uniqueness. Okay, then what I'll be doing, very important, very good question. Uh, for example, when you have a situation where you need to have, you are not having only A, then while I'm taking itself this formula, I'll be using some X. Okay, can I explain you that? His question I understood. Now let me take this, let me take this, and let me take this, and let me take this. Okay, now, because if you think every time A may not be there, and maybe some of the cases it may vary, and this. Just now what I did, I replaced equal sign with nothing, right? Aditya, in your question, I hope everyone read Aditya's question. In his question, I'll not replace with equal sign with nothing. I'll put my own sequence. I'll just put, X, Y, Z, for example. Okay. Or else I'll put Z, Z, Z. Now replace all. What happened? Z, 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 A1, and so on. Now let me drag this down. Now what I'll do? I'll replace Z, Z, Z with equal sign. Replace all. I'll replace such a thing so that that's a unique. Aditya, I hope you got my question. I hope. Okay, your question got answered. Great. So if anything such type of thing is there where A may not be, maybe there or may not be there, instead what I'll do while replacing my equal sign, I'll replace equal sign with something unique so that next time I can replace the same thing back with my equal sign. Okay. So I request everyone to first solve this if you have system right now, because you'll forget once I close the session. So I hope everyone are enjoying the sessions. So like this, every day we'll start taking couple of topics, and with that couple of examples in that what is the background and so on. And tomorrow I'll be starting the formulas. Okay, don't miss tomorrow's session. We'll take couple of assignments again, and we'll try to understand couple of functions and formulas. And tomorrow I'll be circulating you one Excel file names rules of the functions and rules of the formula. Okay, and I'm setting this file to all of you. Let me save and close this. Thank you so much, Sairam. And let me save this shortcuts also. What I'll be doing till today, whatever the files which I'm having here, can I send everything in a zip format so that you can download it? Let me send. Because maybe a couple of things you may miss it, so that's the reason. A0 to A2. Vinat, you have a question. Your copy paste is going to row. What is the meaning of it? I did not understand. Sir, in my case, when I try to copy the text from PDF, it is getting pasted into a single cell. How to avoid this? Then try doing paste special, okay, Unicode text. Paste special Unicode text. Instead of just doing Ctrl V. Friends, I am uploading the file. Everyone please spend for another 2 to 3 minutes and you can start downloading the file. I'm just closing my session. Okay, everyone, I request everyone to download the material before leaving. Anyway, I'll be here for another 2 minutes and I'll open my system to download.